Hello, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for tuning in today. So I'm going to show you how to make these very easy no knead bread rolls. This recipe is very easy to put together and it is great for back to school season. You can make this the night before, pop it in the microwave the next morning, and they can have their hot chocolate with it before they leave for school in the morning. So watch till the end of this video to see how I made these bread rolls. The result was so moist even though I didn't need it. You have to see this, so watch till the end. Let's get started. So for this you need powdered milk, yeast, salt, eggs, sugar, unsalted butter, bread flour, and liquid milk. So first you're going to proof the yeast to make sure the yeast is alive and good before you start using it. So what I did was measure out 60 ml of milk into a bowl. Then I'll add 3 teaspoons of yeast and 2 teaspoons of sugar. Stir very well, cover and allow it to sit for 5 to 7 minutes. So now melt the butter. 25 seconds should do the job. You don't want it boiling hot. 25 seconds is fine. Once that is done, now we move over to the dry ingredients. So in this bowl I have 4 cups of bread flour. I'll add in 4 tablespoons of sugar. You can add more if you want it sweet. Then you add 1 teaspoon of salt to it. You add 4 tablespoons of powdered milk. And give everything a very good stir. So after 5 minutes my yeast was proofed. If your yeast does not turn this way, then it's of no use. Just throw it out and get a new one. Now add in the melted butter. Crack in 2 eggs. Mix. Then pour it into the dry ingredient, that's the flour. Pour in 2 cups of warm milk and then stir everything together with a spatula. So once everything is properly mixed in, cover it with a wrap and let it sit for 1 hour 30 minutes. This can be more or less depending on how warm your house is. So now I'm going to grease the pan. I'm using a cooking spray, but you can use butter and flour to do this also. And after 1 hour 30 minutes, the dough have doubled in size. Punch it down to remove the trapped air. The dough is soft at this point, but it's perfect. It's exactly what you want. Now sprinkle in some flour bit by bit. In total, I used about 1 cup of bread flour, so sprinkle it in and continue to beat it just like this until it forms into a ball. Once that is done, sprinkle your work surface with flour. Cut out a bit of dough at a time. Roll it out and cut with a knife before you shape into ball sizes. You can also use your thumb to size it. I find this method easier. Put them in a baking pan, cover it and let it rest for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, the dough have risen a bit. Now brush it with melted butter. Once you're done, bake on 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. And after 25 minutes, look at the bread looking all delicious. It is ready. So finally, you're going to rub some butter on the baked bread for some shine. Once you're done, your bread is ready for consumption. You can let it cool down before you eat it, but me, I like piping hot bread with hot chocolate. If you have not tried hot bread and tea before, you have to try it. It goes straight to your medulla. Look at how soft this bread came out. Even though I did not knead it, it was so moist and soft. It tasted so milky. You guys, you have to try this. See how the bread was just falling apart. It was so good. It tasted just as good the next morning because my kids had hot chocolate with it the next morning. All I had to do was pop it in a microwave and warmed it for 30 seconds and it came out as good as fresh. You guys, you have to try out this recipe. It is worth every second of your time. This went down well with tea. I'm not really a tea person, but when I see hot bread, I drink tea. Yeah, so like I said, your kids can have this for breakfast in the morning before they leave for school. My kids leave for school very early in the morning, as early as 6:30. So I always make sure they have something in their tummy before they leave the house, even though they have breakfast in school. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please thumbs this video up, subscribe and share this video with your friends. I'll see you guys in my next video.